Thanks for staying with us. So there's been a video that's been circulating where a particular secondary school student was actually spraying money on someone that looked like his girlfriend, and other classmates were cheering him on. Also in that class, we're seeing champagne being opened, being tossed around, and there's been a lot of conversation around how is social media affecting young people, peer pressure, which has always been there, or is it gross responsibility of the parents, or is it that lackadaisical attitude of our teachers not helping to groom these children properly? What is wrong with our society today, where young people, especially teenagers, have no restraint anymore? You know, I mean, when we're younger, we had those hormones, we had those desires. You want to test something, you see your uncle smoking, and you're thinking you're going to also try to get a cigarette. You try it once and you just drop it because you know that this is a no-no. You know, but this time around, young people get into vices and they just stick with it. And there's so much peer pressure to stay on because it's cool. And it's being reinforced by media, by their artists, by their stars and celebrities. What are your thoughts on this? How can we begin to retrace our steps, especially as regards young people? Please call us on the numbers on your screen, 081-0764-1679, 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on Twitter, on X, and also on YouTube. We'll be happy to read your tweets. Now, the truth is that I don't like referencing these videos because sometimes you don't know how old they are, but no matter how old this video could have been, the reality that it seemed to have happened, where a young person is spraying money carelessly, you know, as we do. I wouldn't say carelessly because we do it at parties, but it's carelessly for a child. And when a child like that confronts his teacher that can pay your salary, what are you talking about in that situation? Because teachers are often not well paid. So what are we doing wrong? And I don't like to also reiterate the bad, but what can we do better so that these things can begin to change in our society?
First of all, from the video we saw, it's a situation where the boy it was his girlfriend's birthday, and these are really, really young kids. And he's praying his girlfriend bundle of money, and his friends, as a bado that he is, joined him to be spraying. And I'm wondering, first of all, where did they get the means, that money? How did they have access to the money first? And then secondly, that's a distraction first for the kids. And then social media. Kids being on social media, you know, we've been going on and on about these things. Influence, what they see, what they are influenced by. Because I don't understand why you feel that at that age, you're doing boyfriend, girlfriend, being distracted at school, then you now feel like that if you want to give a gift to a woman, that you have to make a show out of it and be spraying money and be, you know, sometimes I really wonder, where are the parents? What's going on? Do you understand? Where are the teachers when this was happening?
When we were young, we used to do mommy and daddy now. So we've done these things where boyfriend, girlfriend, I'm the mommy, you're the daddy, we play behind, and there are lots of misbehaviors. But it just didn't come at this level, you know.
So as a society, you aggregate what people do, what they see others do. The children learn to work because they see adults around them working. They learn. There was a very cute video that went viral of two children that were dancing old school, and they were dancing the old school like their grandparents because they see their grandparents dancing to old school jams every day, making all the moves. So they reflected what they see. When we were growing up, we Valentine's Day or celebrating another is like you will get a box of chocolate, or you get a rose, or you get cake, or you get a letter. We got letters. There were loads of letters that were saying love letter, I love you, written in secondary school. We got letters. In
primary school, we
got letters. I got letters.
Love letter in primary school.
13-year-old even cake. Yes, cake. Yes, secondary school cake. Yes, you get cake. People save their money. Mr. Biggs, they save their money to buy cake for their loved one for their birthday and Valentine's Day. That was what was happening then, especially in Lagos, which is where it might be different in other states. But in Lagos, young 13, 14, 15, you could buy gifts for your loved one, someone that you're crushing on. So people, some of the very fine girls like Amaka like this, they will get plenty, a lot of things will come to them. So those things happen because that was what is raining. What is raining now is if you have money, you will flaunt the money. You are, what the young boys see is, I want to spoil my girlfriend. Boom, throw money. Boom, throw money. That's what they see. So they would do what they are seeing being done. So I can't even blame them because it didn't come out from their head. It came out from what they had seen. And if we want to change the results we are seeing, we need to change ourselves, the input we are projecting into those children. So yes, definitely popping champagne, whether it is fake champagne or the real thing. It's a secondary school and it's a government secondary school. And they took champagne into class. I remember that when I was in school, there was a guy that was going to a neighbor of mine. He was doing it was an internet fraudster then, and he was talking about the fact that he doesn't go to school, that he bought his lecturer a generator, and that he will pass. So he has bought like 4 lecturers generator. There's no way he can't fail. See the thing?
Can you imagine?
Because that generator was a big deal. The lecturer cannot afford a generator. So when a student is an internet fraudster and is making enough money to buy his lecturer generator, is assured of passing. So the moral decadence is showing down, is going down. Before it was university that they were taking bribe. Now secondary school taking bribe. Now it's getting even lower.
The fiber.
We need to do better. It's a societal thing.
To collect presents from
Hello. Who will stop the teacher?
Wait.
The ones that go on strike and they don't have generator.
Yes. Your child is getting sick, heat rash in the house constantly. And you have one child that his parents are not raising properly and is doing yahoo. He wants to give you a generator to help your child that you are raising properly. That unfortunately, because you don't have money. See, I'm not trying to justify it, but there are circumstances of life that will make you compromise. Depends on what hits you. So let us not judge when a child collects something. Let me come to you, Ramatu, because it's quite worrisome.
Yeah, so for me, I went to a boarding school, so we didn't experience all of these things.
Wasn't this bad?
Yes, so when you were talking about the cake and all of those things, we never, if our Valentine, we call me to pass. All we just do is we go and get, we used to have this bread and fish that we put inside. We buy for our friends and give them the one that we love or something. We do that. But for this particular distance, I think I'll fault the parents because, first of all, how did the guy get the boy? How did he get that kind of money? And new notes. That was what he was spraying. They said it was 5 naira, but whatever the amount is a lot. And see the way he was just, spraying it and all.
Stoning them with
we sagged trouser and he's a G. He was just doing it. And then the champagne. So for some schools, that's why I realized that there are some schools that allow kids to come in with transparent bags. When you are coming into school, they see everything that is inside. You see, all through that time that they were doing they were spraying and all of those things, no teacher was around, nothing, nobody. And just like you said, it's because it's a government school. Most government school, there's that little neglect.
I think that, let us not judge it, because in private schools, they have their own. Some private schools, kids have phones, and they are texting each other. They're having video, phone, we are seeing it. Lots of parents are complaining because their children have phones. You're giving your child a phone because you want that child to be able to communicate to you in case of any problem. But that child is now having WhatsApp messages, doing video calls with boys and girls, and they are opening their nakedness. So there are different levels in different schools. Depends on which area you want to go into. There's a message I just got right now. It says, my daughter seems to be dating a different boy every few months. She's 13 years old. She's in high school, and we have talked a lot about respectful relationships. The messages I see on her phones are worrisome. She's kissing and touching and can't even tell her dad not to seem as a bad mother. What do I do? So these are the realities. Many mothers, we don't. Our kids are not yet the teenage. I'm not sure my child. Mine is in the preteen stage. Our kids are getting to this teenage very soon, and we're going to be faced with these realities. Children are becoming adults faster than we ever thought we could. So the things you're saying, oh, teach your children, don't touch my breast, don't touch my this. No, they have touched and forgotten that they've even touched. So we need to really bring this conversation to the point where we are being as real as possible. So what you see in the public school might be alcohol and spraying, but what you see in the private school is totally different ballgame. So now how do we find a way to help young teenagers who are already experienced in
Who are
this
already
matter.
exposed
Exposed,
as
not
well.
experience.
They might not
Exposed
have
is the word.
experience, but they're exposed.
They're exposed to
Yeah.
this kind of sexuality and malpractices.
Like for example, I can speak from my own experience. I went to a private school and the Catholic school, Marist. And then, after Christmas, when we go back in January, we used to save and buy the Valentine gifts in January because it's now, you'll be in school now for Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
But then what they used to do was, the reverend brothers and stuff, they know that it's Valentine's Day, they know that our hormones, that we are doing boyfriend, girlfriend, right? So they'll camp everywhere. So if you're carrying, because usually we put it in school bags.
Yeah.
So in school bags, you give your school son or school daughter, they'll be exchanging. The gifts will just begin fian, left, right, and center. So they'll just be seizing Valentine gifts from everybody. Yes, because I can remember one time like that. As I was just lying down on my bed sleeping, and they called me and said that the principal is calling me. So what did I do? Me, I'm here sleeping, jeje. They said that there was goods on transit for me on Valentine's Day that was intercepted. And the love card and everything. I said, but it's not my own now. As I'm sleeping here. So yeah. So the schools, the authorities also have to put their eyes down. You understand? Because when parents parents at home, they are speaking to their children, they are talking, like you said, you're going at the days where you're going to tell a child, when someone touches your pee, no, call the name of that thing. It's not, let the child know what this is. What are the...
Amaka, make I shock you,
Yeah.
calm down. You see, that's why I would have liked for all our coaches that we always have. Let
them come here.
These are the kind of shows that I want to hear from a coach. Because they will tell you these things, mention the name. Parents will do that. They'll tell you I've done that. They'll tell you since the child was 4, I was telling him the parts of the body. I was explaining to my son. I was guiding him. When a child is curious about something, there's hardly nothing you can do about it. So I think it's time for us to face the reality that these are our children. They are exposed. This is a phone. Even if you don't buy them a phone, your own
your
phone,
phone and they will
take
go-
their
they are
friends
seeing.
yes.
So they may do their assignments, but they are flipping through all these various. So it is there. Let us leave PP or no PP. They already have the information. It's now, how do we talk to a child who has this information? How do we redirect their thing? Okay, yes, you see it. Yes, you know it. How do I help you to be more responsible with your choices?
So I'll share a few ideas on what I feel can be a solution. Number one is, the point is, idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Thank you.
We need to keep our kids busy.
Very busy.
Productively busy. Like, you are so busy. My son yesterday, this morning, was saying that I did yesterday and today's homework yesterday. I said, I'll tell a lesson teacher so that they will send the one you will do today. You don't have that time. When you will do, you have to be busy. On Saturdays, you are playing ball. You are doing basketball. Because if you don't have activities to help you remain productive, you have idle minds to start thinking and exploring opportunities that you have no business exploring. Sometimes, as a young girl, I didn't have the opportunity because I was so busy with church work. It was either fellowship, choir rehearsal, drama unit. There was just something back to back you had to go and do in church, and you would walk to church and walk back. So even in between that work, there were still some toasting taking place in between work, but I did not have time. If I did not go to church, they would call my mom and tell my mommy that I didn't show up in church. Informations will get back to my parents. So I was occupied positively. That's very, very important.
Let me go on a break. I want you to pause on that, because this time thing you said, in our own time, it was doing secondary school, but we need to bring it to primary school now. How do you keep a primary school child that busy? Let's go on a short break. When you come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.